Hi guys, welcome to the first video on my new channel, Rough Scales. This is a Boa Constrictor setup that I'm going to be doing for the Boa Constrictors that I own. As you can see, first thing that I'm putting in here is a hide that I've simply made out of an old box that my phone came in. I've just taken out a front piece and it opens up from the top, so it's really easy to get them out if needs be. I've done this simply to save money. As you can see, I'm using aspen bedding, as it's much better than newspaper in my opinion. It's just as cheap, if not a tiny bit more expensive, but it looks a lot nicer and absorbs urine a lot better as well. As you can see, I'm putting in a branch piece here, as Boa Constrictors do love to climb, and you don't see that on a lot of Boa Constrictor setups on YouTube, which I think needs to be changed, as they are definitely at least a semi-arboreal species. As you can see here, I'm experimenting with lots of different places to put the sticks in. That's the third or fourth time that I've changed around this Boa Constrictor enclosure in the last couple of months. It just works really well. You like to change up the environment a bit, give them a bit more to mess around with and play with, and obviously it's enrichment as well, as changing the design of an enclosure will help them with their natural behaviours and climbing, and it just gives them a different background to use as well. As you can see, that doesn't always go very well. You always have to find different places to put things so they stick in better, and you've got to remember that there needs to be a certain amount of pressure that can be applied to it before it starts falling off, as obviously they weigh an amount, even if it is only a little amount, considering the boas that I do have are pretty small right now. They're only about 2 foot long, I'd say. So yeah, as you can see, I'm just propping up the sticks, making it look nice as well. As you can see, it does take a little while to start to get it to work, because you have to remember, like I said before, that they have to be able to withstand the pressure of the snake being on them. So as you can see, first here I'm just adding places for them to climb, as at least boas, I'd say, are a semi-arboreal species, at least Boa Constrictors, and it does tend to go for most boas as well. So if you can do it, then I would say that you should put at least a little bit of climbing enrichment in there for them, as too many Boa Constrictor setups on YouTube just have the simple 2 hides and a water bowl with newspaper bedding. And although there may be a financial issue with getting all this kind of stuff, I literally paid next to nothing for this stuff. You just go on different sites and you try and find places that are selling these things cheap. For example, the sticks and the logs, I got those with the Viv, and the rocks as well, I bought them with another Viv, and it cost me altogether around £80 for 2 4x2x2s and all of the stuff that goes in both of them. So in reality, that's really cheap. This is it. You've just sometimes got to take a little bit of a sacrifice and go for a second-hand Viv. Just obviously you've got to make sure that there's nothing wrong with it. It's still watertight, the doors still work, the glass isn't broken. The runners for the doors aren't that much of a problem. You can always buy those again for really cheap if they are a little bit loose, but it's never too much of a problem. As you can see, I'm just putting in some rocks here, as it gives them a bit of a terrestrial place for them to crawl around on. And I will note here that the light bulbs in the top of the Viv are currently, the one that's on is just an LED, and the one on the other side is kind of a basking bulb. I do, after this video, switch those two around, so the basking bulb is on the left, so it can warm up the rocks. And also, obviously, the climbing place is on the right, so I don't really want a lot of heat that could potentially burn the snake being there. I've just put in a small half coconut shell hide. Now, that hide doesn't look very big, but trust me when I say this, it could fit both of the boas in, and it more than fits one in. As one can go in there, and there's a lot more space in there than it looks like. I actually got those in a pack of 3 that I also have with my Blair's king snake, that I will show off in a later video. He is very small right now though. He's probably only 1.5 foot long. So yeah, as you can see, I'm just setting up so that that one stick that I put in doesn't fall over. You've got to remember this, as falling things in the Viv are not great, as it could cause problems if they fall onto a snake or break off, snap. It could cause sharp edges. I will note that the one lighter piece of stick here, me and my friend Jack, who you can also find at Ripar on YouTube, we went into a wood near me, cut it off a tree, shaved all the bark off and cooked in the oven so it's completely bacteria free. We filed off the ends and made sure that there's no sharp edges. As you can see, I'm also just putting in some foliage, as it adds a bit more density to the vivarium. I also like this as it reminds me of kind of a more naturalistic setting. I think it adds a lot more to the Viv. It gives more personality other than just the browns and the greys, and also is a great place for them to hide. Right now I'm looking across and the female boa is just hidden inside it. So as you can see, also in the one makeshift hide, I've put some of the aspen bedding in there so that it isn't just a rough floor. a lot more going on in there, and it's also very big. That could more than easily fit both the snakes in. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. The water bowl's just gone in. Turn the bulbs on so you can see it a bit better. I'm just going to clean the glass here. I will say that I'm using a window cleaner that is non-toxic. I'm just scrubbing it down and making sure that it's perfectly clean. That's literally just for your enjoyment as opposed to the reptiles, but it's just so it's nice and clean. Underneath you can see another vivarium. That houses my female California king snake, so that'll be in another video. Hi guys, welcome to the first video on my new channel, Rough Scales. This